Okay, first question.
So the first question that we have is, what age should you start using retinol? And then someone else also asked, which I think is related to this, is should you use more retinol in your 30s?
I will start with the first question, which is what age? And my answer to that when it comes to retinol, or really any anti-aging product in general, and to back it up, retinol and bakuchiol aren't just anti-aging. Like if you just want your skin tone to look healthier, that's really what it's about. So that anti-aging word is an industry term that we use because we know people understand what we mean by it, but really it's not about age. It's really just about helping your skin look and feel healthier. But I always say, by the time you can afford to start buying your own skincare products, that's really the time to start using any sort of anti-aging formula or retinol or bakuchiol, because the sooner you start, it's kind of going back to that diet analogy. The sooner you start eating, foods that are good for you, the better it is for your life, right?
Yeah.
It's the same for skin. The sooner you start using those beneficial ingredients to help your skin, there's so many things that are preventative about this formula that are going to help you down the road. So,
And thinking about Paula, she would say, we start aging the day we're born. It starts. So, you can also think of these products from an age prevention standpoint as well, right? So a lot of people start to think about these anti-aging, quote, plus 40, because we don't necessarily believe in that, products, when they start to see things, when they see, the visual signs that are presenting themselves. But what about not getting those in the first place, right? What about avoiding some of those wrinkles and fine lines and discoloration, et cetera? So
I kind of want to do a case study on my children because they are going to have access to, I'm not putting retinol on my kids, so let me say that.
Right.
But they are going to have access to such good skincare throughout their lifetime. I already use antioxidant products on them.
And my daughter started so early. She was like 4.5, and she's been using Paula's Choice for years and years. So there you go.
Yeah, our kids are not going to, they're going to be
fortunate.
20 looking when they're 80. And what was the second half of that question? I'm sorry.
The second half was, if you're in your 30s, should you start using more retinol, like a higher strength, or maybe more frequently?
Not necessarily, right? I think that's that, age is not a skin type. You could have somebody in their 30s who really doesn't have any signs of aging, skin is very healthy, they've been wearing sunscreen, been protecting it, et cetera. You could have somebody else in their 30s who has lots of signs of aging because maybe they've gotten a lot of sun exposure, they've not been applying sunscreen, et cetera. So I think that really varies. So we don't want to focus on that age part quite as much.
The second question is, can you combine vitamin C and retinol?
Yes.
In unison,
I hope we can, because it does say with peptides and vitamin C on the front of the container. But no, yes, you can. And I think that's kind of a common misconception that's been...
It's been debunked. There's actually
around for
research showing that the two together give you even better results. Again, if you think about vitamin C being an antioxidant, it's going to help stabilize the retinol. It's going to help make everything just work a little bit better together. And the study where that misconception all came back from, it had been related to a pH issue. You don't need to worry about it. We've done the research. We actually have an article called, I think it's 5 Retinol Myths.
I think so, yeah.
So you can get the full detailed back scoop there, but short answer, you can use them together. Okay, another question we get as this product has rolled out is, why didn't we just do bakuchiol alone? And so I will let you in on a little secret. We are, wanting to hear your feedback on that, because if enough people want it, we will consider things like that. We were really interested on the research of what they could do together. And so that's where we started out with this formula, but that's not to say we wouldn't ever do a bakuchiol product without retinol, or consider adding bakuchiol to other formulas of ours. We're always looking at the research. We're going to continue to keep on top of that. So just let us know what you want. We're always interested in what you guys want. But for us, it was really like, this is going to be such a powerhouse product with, the soothing effects of bakuchiol, the anti-inflammatory
such a potent
effects.
antioxidant, and the fact that this might allow somebody to use a high-strength product. Maybe they couldn't use our 1% retinol treatment. Maybe they can now use a high-strength product with this unique combination. So I think it's really exciting for us to be looking at.
Also, if you guys are wondering what the texture is like, it's, I would say, like a lotion cream kind of. But I have
Absorbs super quickly.
super oily skin, so I'm the person who is normally afraid to put this kind of texture on my skin. I can tell you it absorbs in really quickly. It doesn't leave like a heavy, greasy, occlusive feel, the type of feel where I would be afraid it's going to clog my pores and make me break out. Of course, everything is so individual, so you have to experiment and see what works for you, but this texture is going to be one that's compatible with a lot of different skin types.
Yeah, I really like the texture. It layers really nice. You can use it during the day. I think that's another question sometimes people have. Can I use retinol during the day? Do I only have to use it at night? You can use it day or night, so that really depends. I know of quite a few people that want to keep their day routine pretty simple, so it's kind of minimal products, and they do kind of their more treatment products at night. Always just make sure you're applying that sunscreen every day, so that's critically important. But yeah, it works well on its own or with other products.
That's a really good point. People do bring that up quite often. They think they can only use it at night.
Yeah.
But it's good to know you can use it both times. Also, if you're wondering, when I was putting it on my hand, the yellow color, that's actually from the retinol and the bakuchiol themselves. So that's just the nature of the color of the ingredients. The formula is fragrance-free, as is all of our formulas at Paula's Choice, but you will notice the raw ingredients have their own smells. So every product of ours, retinol, it has its own unique smell. Like I can tell there's retinol in a product if it's high enough concentration before I even look at the formula. So it'll be one of those things that just know that what you're putting on your skin when it's fragrance-free is the best for your skin.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons, honestly, you know, some companies use fragrance. The main reason that they add it is to keep the smell of a product consistent over and over, batch over batch. So our products might actually smell a little different batch to batch, or the color may be a little different batch to batch. That is just those natural ingredients that are in the product themselves. So, and
isn't it funny, whenever you're at the store and you put a product on the back of your hand, what is the first thing everybody does? Yes. Everybody does it. Even me. Yes, I do this too. We all do it. Fragrance is such an emotional thing, but when you look at the research about what it does to skin, that volatile reaction it has on skin, and what that does over time, because you don't necessarily see it. It's
about that repeated insult, right?
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. So, you might not feel like a burning, or you might not see redness, and that's what people think irritation is, but irritation can be below the surface. So just knowing that on a daily basis, over a long period of time, you're eliminating that from your skincare routine, is going to do so much for your skin. And I know this is aside from retinol and what we're talking about here, but when I first, came on with Paula's Choice and really learned everything that I did, there were so many things that helped my skin, but I know eliminating fragrance was part of the key for me. And that really, besides the BHA and all the other things I was doing, I honestly think that had a huge part of clearing up my acne for me. So just keep that in mind, that with any of our formulas, you're getting that.
Yeah, I agree.
Next question.
So I think you kind of addressed this, but it's come up a few times. If you're using the clinical 1% retinol, would you get more benefits from switching to the retinol and bakuchiol?
I guess I'd be curious what they mean by more benefits, right? Like, what does that mean? Like, even less fine lines, even less discoloration? I'm not sure. I think each of us individually potentially respond different to ingredients and combinations of ingredients. So I would say potentially. I mean, but I don't necessarily, I don't say this is better than our 1% retinol. It's different, and different people are going to respond differently to it. And some people they get the best results when they're kind of mixing and matching products too. So I don't think there's one. I know I want to give one answer, but skincare is tricky.
It is tricky. And if you're doing great with the 1%,
no reason to switch.
You don't have to switch.
I mean, you can experiment, but yeah, if something's working for you, and that's kind of Paula's motto. Like, you don't have to mess with it if something's working.
Next question.
We have someone who wants to purchase the retinol for their grandma, and she has super dry skin, so they're just wondering what they could combine it with.
Oh, we happen to have another item. Yeah, we happen to have another item that you could use it with for super dry skin, and that's the moisture renewal. Sorry.
Go for it.
The Moisture Renewal Oil Booster. Take it away.
Well, my dyslexia verbally would kick in and say the name wrong. No, this is a really good oil booster that you can she could layer it, so she could put the oil booster on first if she wanted to, a couple drops, just put it all over. Or she could mix it in with her retinol product. Either way is going to work. All of our boosters are meant to be able to be added into your serums, your retinols, any product of ours. So this would give not only more emolliency for her dry skin, but it's got all these really great non-fragrant plant oils. I think it's jojoba, apricot oil,
so many. I
sunflower.
mean, it has like 9 different plant oils in there.
And they have antioxidant properties.
And that product, I have to say, I think it's really hard to find a product on the market, an oil booster type product on the market that's fragrance free.
Oh, it's so
I mean,
hard
I
to
don't
find.
know where they're at. So
a lot of them will do the essential oil, like they'll throw in 1 or 2 citrus oils or essential oils, which are not good for your skin. I'm just going to let you in on a little secret there.
I know, they smell good, but no.
Lavender. Lavender shows up in everything.
So many things.
So many products.
So great option.
Don't do it. Don't do lavender. Okay, let's see. What other questions are we getting?
I actually brought a bunch of notes because we were like, you never know what's going to come up, and what do we want to give a shout out to? We talked about aesthetics.
Why? Oh, go ahead, Frances.
I have a question, which is there any ingredients that you shouldn't use bakuchiol with?
So far, we've looked at all the research we've seen. It plays compatibly. Again, it has that soothing effect, so it really pairs nicely with other ingredients, pairs nicely with other antioxidants. We haven't seen any ingredient that it shouldn't be used with.
Nope.
Very universally friendly, which we love.
Yeah.
And then can you use BHA with the vitamin C and retinol?
Yes.
Absolutely. We would actually encourage you to, use that combination of products because BHA has its own very specific job to do, right? So it's working on the surface of skin and below skin to unclog pores, remove those dry, dead surface skin cells, and then you're getting even more benefit of great ingredients like vitamin C and retinol. Now, they're all potent ingredients, so depending on kind of your level of experience with those ingredients and how sensitive you might be or not, again, easing into it. You don't have to do everything all on the same day. You can break it up a little bit, kind of experiment and see what works best for you, but yes.
Yeah, with using that BHA first, you're also going to help those other ingredients be able to penetrate really well. You're just giving your skin this kind of clean surface for everything else to do its job that much better.
Right.
And there's nothing about them that's going to deactivate one another. There's no issues with that. So absolutely, you can use them together. Okay, so we just have a few more minutes. Any questions outside of the realm of retinol and bakuchiol?
Yeah, someone asked, their skin was peeling after they used the 2% BHA, and is that normal?
I don't know if peeling off is normal,
No.
but
it might be that 2% is either too high of a concentration for you, or you may not be a BHA person. Even though BHA is an anti-salicylic acid, it's an anti-inflammatory by nature. It's not for everybody. Everybody's skin can have different reactions.
And again, a little goes a long way.
Yeah.
So I know, you don't really need to, if you're applying it with a cotton round, I don't know if you're using your fingertips or a cotton round, but if you're using a cotton round, you don't need to completely saturate that. Literally a little goes a long way. Again, you can experiment with just trying to apply it maybe once or twice a week and kind of see how your skin responds. Sometimes it's just a little too much, but.
And we have a 1% BHA lotion, so that might be where, maybe the lotion texture in that lower percentage is what does better for your skin. It kind of goes back to the retinol conversation in that not everybody can use that same concentration, and that is why we have so many options. We know these are great ingredients. We want as many people as possible to be able to use them, but not everybody can do, that higher strength product.
Right.
So we're going to give you some options down lower so you can still reap the benefits. And when you use those lower concentrations, yes, they're lower concentration, but that actually doesn't necessarily mean they're less effective, because if you can use a product daily that you would have only been able to use weekly or even less than that, then that consistency really can build up those benefits.
Totally agree.
Okay, well, I think we are almost done.
Yeah, I hope that was helpful and exciting. Be sure to go online and read more about bakuchiol.
Yes.
And those retinol myths
that
we bust.
Check out our expert advice articles on our website. If you have pretty much any skincare question ingredient question.
Almost any question.
We've got it on our website. Okay, guys, until next time. Thanks so much.
Bye. Thanks so much.
Bye.